Alkananda ji's mic is muted.
शिवा शक्ति शिवा शक्ति शिवा शक्ति Some of you have asked me, requested to explain the importance of Karanyasa and Anganyasa as well. Karanyasa and Anganyasa is considered as Purva Bhaga, which is prelude to do the japa of Devi. And I told you, Sankalpa and Dhyana Shloka have to be said, recited with focus on the meaning of every word and visualizing it. In the same way, Karanyasa and Anganyasa, most of you would be doing it while reciting Sri Rudram or during Sandhya Vandana or even during Devi Upasana, you all would be doing it. But many times I have seen that people are in such a great hurry that just they will do like this and finish it off. It won't have any effect on us. It is waste of time and waste of energy. So it is like acupuncture. When you are doing the Karanyasa, if you are pressing from the bottom of your finger with full concentration and invoking those bijaksharas, you can feel the nerves somewhere here or somewhere here or here getting activated. You can experiment it and see it. Not now, afterwards. You have to give little pressure and you can really feel it. So it is like acting like acupuncture to activate the nerves. And also Anganyasa, when you are pressing, you can feel again the activation of those parts of our body. And at once you will be transported to some other dimension, which will help us to do the dhyana and then the japa. So that is the positive thing about it. This prelude is creating the right ambience, creating the right mindset and the body. Both are needed with cooperation. So prelude takes longer time for the very beginners. For example, Shiva, who is Adi Yogi, who has the good control of all levels of consciousness. For him, the prelude, Purva Bhaga, is just closing the eyes. He's already one with Atma Rama. He's one with Atma. Because he's Adi Yogi. But for us to even attain that level, we have to do the long prelude till we get the hang of it. So it's important that Karanyasa and Anganyasa are also done with good concentration and mind to activate the whole body and the nerves so that we can be totally into what we are doing as japa. So I will recite once the shlokas which we are going to cover today. Om Shrimata Shri Maharagni Shrimat Simhasaneshwari Chidagni Kunda Sambhuta Devakarya Samudyata Udyat Bhanu Sahasrabha Chaturbahu Samanvita Ragaswarupa Pashadhya Krodhakarankushojvala Manorupekshukodanda Panchatanmatra Sayaka Nijaruna Prabhapura Majjad Brahmanda Mandala Champaka Shoka Punnaga Saugandhikala Satkacha Kuruvinda Manishreni Kanat Kotira Mandita Ashtami Chandra Vibhraja Dalika Sthala Shobhita Mukha Chandra Kalankabha Mriganabhi Visheshaka Vadana Smara Mangalya Bruhatorana Chillika Vaktra Lakshmi Parivaha Chalanmeena Bhalochana Nava Champaka Pushpabha Nasa Danda Virajita Tara Kanti Tiraskari Nasa Bharana Bhasura Kadamba Manjari Klipta Karnapura Manohara Tatanka Yugali Bhuta Tapanodupamandala Padmaragashila Darsha Paribhavika Pola Bhuu Navavidruma Bimbashrin Yakkari Radanachada Shuddha Vidyankurakara Dvijapankti Dvayojjvala Karpura Vitika Moda Samakarsha Digantara. The very first name is Shri Mata. Shri Mata. What is Shri? Shri represents Lakshmi, Saraswati, Bhudevi, prosperity, family, group, Varga, and also wealth and success, beauty. And it is the very last, final 16th letter of Shodashi mantra and the very first ray of the fortnight of the moon when he is rising up. Shri. Thus, she is the mother of Shri. That means the whole universe, the second circle, whole universe, whole manifestation is Shri. And she is the mother, Mata, of the whole universe. She has all the motherly qualities in her because she has given birth to the universe as her own child. So we adore her as Mata. The prosperity, wealth can vary from person to person. If you take it as a ladder going up, for a person who doesn't have the cycle to move around, and he is walking wherever he goes, for him, cycle would be the wealth, prosperity. For a person who has only the cycle, the scooter would be the next level of wealth which he wants to achieve. And then the person with scooter would want the car, and then a van, and then he wants to own a helicopter or a plane. And for the person who has all these things, finally he says, apart from all these material things, I want to have the siddhi of going anywhere, leaving the body here, and through that subtle mind, I want to go wherever I want. And he gets that siddhi. And all these things are happening within the second circle, which is universe, which is Shri. And then that person realizes, even this is not a limit. Giving up all these things, liberation from all these things, which are binding me to the second circle, is of no use. I want moksha. I want liberation from any of this attachment or entanglement, and thus I want to be in the third circle, where Shiva Shakti in their primordial form they are. So from there, Mata is giving the beckoning call to him, come to me. And thus he approaches Lalitamba, who has gone beyond the worlds. Lalitamba, Amba, Mata. And he wants to become one with her as Shri Mata. For that to happen, one should cultivate the motherly qualities, which are love, nourishing, nurturing, caring, patience. These are all the qualities of a mother, which Lalita Mahatripura Sundari is having towards the whole universe, whole manifestation. So we adore her as Shri Mata. The second meaning of Shri Mata is, Ma is to measure. One who measures, that Nirakara Nirguna Parabrahman, and makes him as Saguna Brahman in the manifested second circle, which is universe, the Vishwa. So she's also called Mata. Shri Mata. So it is about her power as Srishti, Shri Mata. And then goes Shri Maharagni. Yes, she has given birth to beings of different levels of consciousness in them, different levels of energy in them, different tastes, different species, and different shapes and sizes. Everything is unique in their own way. So having given birth, having created these beings, how will she be able to handle them? For that, she puts another hat as Maharagni, the empress of Shri, that is the whole universe. She is the empress, supreme sovereign, who is taking care of the ongoing of the universe, working of the universe with harmony and good rhythm. For her to maintain these things, harmony and rhythm, raga, tala. What is she having in her hands as empress? She is giving the discipline as Swadharma, Swabhava. She has made the discipline itself as the Swabhava, the innate nature of every being. Thus, the river has to flow throughout the world. So, she has made flowing as the Swadharma of river. She has made being stable and firm in one place as Swadharma of Parvata. For sun to shine and give heat and light as his Swadharma. And for ocean to move with lots of waves within the boundary. That is its dharma, Swadharma. So beautifully, she has made Swadharma as the discipline, the rule. which the whole universe is following. For that, she has made the 4 animalistic instincts as Swadharma of all living beings. What are those 4 instincts? Food, sleep, preserving the life, and reproduction, progeny. These 4 instinctively as Swadharma, it is working in all beings. Thus, the whole universe is moving with such good harmony and rhythm. And thus, she is Sri Maharagni. And another meaning is, there are 3 Bijaksharas of Sri Vidya hidden in Maha. Sri Maha. When you split it, Shreem Ha. Shreem Ha. Shri Maha. That Shreem is the 16th Shodashi Bijakshara of Sri Vidya mantra, and A represents Shiva. Ha represent Shakti. So these 3 are hidden in this Sri Maharagni. Then comes Srimad Simhasaneshwari, the Empress who is sitting on the asana, the throne. What is her throne? It is Simha. In Pauranic stories, we very well know how she is sitting on the Simha, the lion, as her vehicle or the asana, while slaying the asuras like Bhandasura, Mahishasura. She uses that Simha as her asana. Why Simha? Because Simha, the lion, overpowers the other animals. Sinchati Tejaha Pashushu iti Simhaha. Sinchati Tejaha. It showers its radiance on Pashu, on animals. And thus it is called Simha. So Devi is making exactly like the Simha. She is making her own radiance as her asana. That is, she's firmly stable on her own radiance. Her own radiance is carrying her towards taking care of slaying the demons or the negativity in the universe so that there is good harmony. So Simhasaneshwari, we saw she as the Srishti, Sri Mata as Srishti, Sri Maharagni as the preserver of the universe, Sthiti. And Srimad Simhasaneshwari is Laya. She's taking care of the universe by annihilating all the negative things in the universe. Simhasaneshwari. So, we as Jivatmas, if we make that Devi by offering her own radiance as asana and bring her into the chamber of our heart and make her sit there, naturally all the negative thoughts, Arishad Varga, the enemy of the human being, the 6 qualities, even that will be destroyed by her. Srimad Simhasaneshwari. And if we look at the yogis and the munis, they use the tiger skin to sit on. That means they have conquered the hunger. And some other muni, they use simha skin, the lion skin, to sit as asana. That is the conquer over nidra, the sleep. And the other one is they use the deer skin. That is, they have conquered the fear. So, this also shows how conquering different qualities or putting away the negative qualities in us is the quality which we have to imbibe from Devi, who is Srimad Simhasaneshwari. That is why even kings are sitting on Simhasana, because it gives them power. And thus they are Simhasana Raja. Here she is Ishwari because she has made whole universe as her Simhasana. And she is ruling it as Ishwara. She's called Ishwari, Simhasaneshwari. Chidagni Kunda Sambhuta. Chit Agni. We heard about how she is taking care of Srishti Sthiti Laya. But what is the origin of her? There is Puranic story for that. Chidagni Kunda Sambhuta. Chit means the consciousness. It is like the fire of consciousness. She is shining, originating in that consciousness. Normally people say she comes out of Chidagni. She comes out of Shivagni, they say. The Chit is Shiva. So it is not actually like that. Chidagni Kunda Sambhuta. She is very much within that Chidagni. Because she is shining so brightly, she is taking the form as Devi in that consciousness. So what is there, what is coming from consciousness has to be one with consciousness only. It cannot come out of it. Then there won't be existence of that at all. Sambhuta. She is very much in the consciousness. So, when this Bhandasura was creating havoc in the universe, Indra and all other gods were worried and they went to Devi for protection. And they started doing the tapas according to the advice of Narada Muni, Narada Maharshi. Even then, they were giving so much of trouble to them. And then it is Devi who gave them the instruction that it's okay, I will take care of it. You go ahead with your tapas, more intense. Being inspired by this, they were all ready to give up their ego, their mind, their whole body, everything they wanted to just sacrifice as a token of their love towards Devi. We want you to achieve success in slaying that Bandasura. We are ready to do whatever is necessary. So, when they started giving up all these mind, thoughts, and even ready to give up the body, what else is left in them? Chit, consciousness. When they were left with just the pure consciousness, focused consciousness, Chit Ghana, then at that moment, she was so bright and she was shining in their minds, and she was controlling them and she was guiding them how to go about to take care of the universe. So, Chidagni Kunda Sambhuta. So, it is very much possible even for us, once we are able to give up Mada, Matsara, Kama, Moha, these Arishad Varga, and living with animalistic instincts, just that will not help us to progress. We have to orient ourselves towards experiencing that pure consciousness. That is when Devi shines within us, because she is very much there within us. Because we are veiled, we are taken away from her. Chidagni Kunda Sambhuta, Deva Karya Samudhyata. So she is also very much involved in the divine work. If Devatas are involved in doing the good work towards the ongoing of the universe, she also gives her hand to see that the universe is working really well. Deva Karya Samudhyata. We would have experienced it. Many of you might have already experienced it. When we start moving in the path of seeking the truth, somehow, even without we realizing it, we would have transformed into some different kind of person. There will be more stability in the mind, in the thoughts, in the way we perceive things around us. Lots of patience will come into us, and loving people around us or the environment around us would become part of us. So slowly we start sympathizing or empathizing with what is happening in the whole world. So gradually we start opening up and become a universal person, isn't it? Everyone would have experienced it if we are walking in this path. How is it possible? How is it happening even without we realizing it? Because it is Devakarya what we are doing. Seeking the truth is a Devakarya. It's a divine work. So naturally Devi is cooperating and making us go, go, go. She's guiding us and pushing us to seek more and more with clarity. Deva Karya Samudhyata Udyat Bhanu Sahasrabha. She shines like the morning red Aruna. That is her color. And it looks like she's so bright and red that it looks like Sahasra, thousands of suns put together. How bright it would be. Like that, she shines. Because she's with so much of Rajoguna, which is needed as tonic for the whole universe to wake up and to work. Work in the sense to move, because this is Jagat. So she's as bright as 1,000 suns put together. Does it mean that she'll be very harsh? No, she'll be very cool, pleasant as well. Even this, many of you must have experienced it. If you are into Devi Upasana, the light will be so bright, but it is not hurting the mind or the eyes. It will be calm, pleasant, like thousands of moons put together. It's a very rare combination. Chaturbahu Samanvita. She has 4 arms. What is it? Chaturbahu. She uses Pasha, Ankusha, Dhanur, Bana. She is holding it in her 4 arms. To rule, to take care of the universe. In the same way, even Jivatmas, we also have 4 arms, which is Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta. These are the 4 arms. So, for example, Atma is in the center. And these 4 arms are like the spokes. And because it is moving continuously, it is giving rise to the appearance of another circle which is around it. That is the body which we all experience and we are working through, where Atma is the hub, the center. In the same way, Devi is Satchidananda Parabrahma Swarupini. She is in the center. But she is using these 4 arms as the spoke of the wheel of this Jagat, to make it run as though it is appearance. Chaturbahu Samanvita. Raga Swarupa Pashadhya. She is holding in her lower left hand Pasha. Pasha is the noose. Noose is the one with which one draws towards themselves, or which binds the person. It corners Pasha, the noose. She is using Raga, the desire, the deep desire, Raga, as the Pasha. Raga is the subtlest form. It binds. It makes us get cornered. So she knows and she uses that Raga, the desire, as the noose. What does she do? She binds the person with the desire towards the whole universe when he has to be in this world. She uses Raga for that. Also, when the Jivatma is struggling a lot and it wants to get away from this world which is filled with raga, then she uses the same raga towards the devotee also to draw him towards herself. Because we all love, because we all desire to go towards Devi, we are all learning Lalita Sahasranama. If that draw is not there towards Devi, will it ever attract us? No. So she is using that raga, desire, even to draw the Jivatma towards herself. Raga Swarupa Pashadhya. She is holding that pasha towards her. So all these desires, it starts from Mooladhara. Its birth of that desire is there in Mooladhara. There, as it grows, it becomes the Kamagni. She allows the Jivatma to enjoy, experience, interact in this universe. And slowly, she shows the path, how to convert that Kamagni into Jnanagni by pulling that person towards her. And it is Ichha Shakti. What she is using here is Ichha Shakti. Next is Krodha Karankushojjvala. Ankusha. She is holding in the lower right hand Ankusha. Ankusha is the gourd. She uses Krodha, anger, as the Ankusha, the gourd. Because anger is very powerful to slay the Arishad Varga. So, to tame, just like the elephant is tamed with that gourd, she also uses that Krodha to negate all the negative qualities. And thus, she makes the person or the Jivatma, devotee, to be away from all these negative qualities. This Krodha is so strong, even the lust is so strong, that even great sages like Durvasa, many other munis have fallen as victims for this Krodha and Lobha. So that is when she uses the Krodha as the gourd, Ankusha, to bring them back into the path. Manorupa Ikshukodanda. Manorupekshukodanda is Manorupa Ikshu Kodanda. Kodanda means the bow. She is holding Ikshu, means the sugar cane, as her bow. What is it? It is the Manorupa. The mind is held as the Ikshukodanda. Ikshukodanda is the gross form of Manorupa as the bow. The mind also keeps oscillating between Sankalpa and Vikalpa. Sankalpa and Vikalpa all the time. How is it there? Because Sankalpa is the Abhilasha, the desire or the wish, thinking, judging. These are all under the Sankalpa side of the Kodanda. The other side is Vikalpa, which is making mistakes, doubt, confusion, wrong decisions, doubting, These all vikalpa. So the mind keeps oscillating between these two. However, the mind is sweet by its own nature. So the more we squeeze the mind, more sugarcane juice we get, the sweetness we get. She makes this ikshu, which is danda. Danda means a stick. That she bends and makes it as kodanda. Manorupa ikshu kodanda. Even though it has so many knots, the chakras, danda, it has so many knots in it, that she is able to bend and use it as one of the weapons. And then she makes Panchatanmatra Sayaka. The bow is manas, the mind. She makes the Panchatanmatras. Tanmatras are the pure qualities of the 5 elements, like the sound, touch, smell, and the taste. So like that, there are 5. Panchatanmatra, they are the 5 Panchatanmatras. That she makes as the arrows. Even here, she makes the mind, whether it wants to go outward towards the world to experience what it is, or she reverts the arrows towards her own self, so that the devotees, all the 5 senses are shooting the arrow towards Devi, that we are coming in the path of Devi, and thus we are reaching towards her. So she uses for both, to make us go towards the world, to come away from the world also she uses the same Panchatanmatra. Sayaka. Sayaka means the arrows. Nijaruna Prabhapura Majjat Brahmanda Mandala. So Nijaruna, her pure red Rajo Guna, Aruna color, which is again in the morning sun, crimson red color, that is nothing but the presence of Devi with so much of Rajoguna, bathing, Majjat means bathing, Brahmanda Mandala, the whole universe. How beautiful it is. How beautiful. Devi limitlessly, she is sharing by showering it continuously every day to rejuvenate the whole Brahmanda with that Rajoguna which she is emitting, which we perceive it as red color. That is giving us Prana Shakti as well as the Rajoguna, because of which we are able to do our work, move around in this Jagat. That is how she is taking care of the whole Brahmanda. Nijaruna Prabhapura. Prabhapura means lighting the whole universe, thoroughly drowning it with her red color, which is nothing but Rajoguna and Prana Shakti. Majjat Brahmanda Mandala. Champaka Shoka Punnaga Saugandhika Lasat Kacha. So now we are seeing the description of how the Devi we can perceive in the human form. because that is the most easy one, because she will also be like us. We are superimposing that on her, who is actually Satchidananda Swarupini. So we are giving her a form like our own selves, but in magnificent way, in divine way. So what I would like to say here is, for many of the other namas also, we will be describing every part of her or every jewel of her. Here we should see two things. One is the ornaments like gems or the golden crown, whatever she's wearing, it is not put from outside. The bright rays which is emitting from her body is perceived by us as though she's wearing those ornaments. It is that beautiful. It is that ornamental, the rays which are coming from her, emitting from her. That is one point. Second point is, if you are able to contemplate, do dhyana on every part of Devi as we keep progressing further, it leads us towards going deep into Devi Bhava and even go beyond as Satchidananda Swarupini. We are able to go to that extent as well. So even though it is in the human form, we had to take it as an instrument, as a medium to enter Devi Bhava and then go beyond. So like that, if we see Champaka, Ashoka, Punnaga, Saugandhika Lasatkacha, these are all the flowers which she is wearing on her hair. The hair is imparting the fragrance to all these flowers which are there on her hair. That means what? Her hair has the real fragrance, the essence of Devi. Because these flowers are having the close contact with them, they are able to imbibe those fragrance from Devi. So, Champaka flower is getting the strong fragrance from her hair. It is receiving from her hair. Ashoka, it has forgotten Shoka. There is no Shoka in that flower at all, because Devi has given the fragrance of Ashoka. Punnaga is another flower which has imbibed the divinity from the hair of Devi. So, all these flowers are depicting, they are symbolizing the Jivatmas who are clinging on to Devi. So, the more we go closer and closer to Devi, Sanidhya or Samipya, naturally we will be imbibing the qualities of Devi. And thus, we can go to the next step, Sanidhya, Salokya, Sarupya, and Sayujya. So whenever we are contemplating, before we think of these names, we have to remember the 4 Sas. Sa. Like that, Champaka, Shoka, Punnaga, Saugandhika. If it was Saugandhita, that means the flowers are giving and she is having it on her hair, that fragrance. It is Saugandhika, one who is giving it, one who is giving the fragrance. Lasat Kacha, with that shining hair. And all Saundari Lahari students must be, your mind must be racing towards equating the Saundari Lahari shlokas of Shankaracharya. It's a very good thing that we can compare and go more deeper into this Devi Bhava. Kuruvinda Manishreni Kanat Kotira Mandita. She is adorned with the crown, the golden crown, which is gem-studded with rubies. Again, here the Kotira, that is the crown which she is wearing, is the representation of her responsibility, what she is, who she is. It is the kings and the emperors who wear the crown as the symbol of their responsibility as kings. In the same way, Devi is also wearing, that means we perceive it as crown, but she's emitting that radiance which looks like the crown, which is bright with red ruby color. Kuruvindamani, that is ruby color, red, which is the quality which gives the confidence, mental stability, progression, victory, prosperity, status in the society. All these things are represented in her crown. Ashtami Chandra Vibhraja Dalika Sthala Shobhita. So her forehead has the lining of the hair in such a way that her forehead looks like Ashtami Chandra, with that arch beautifully covering the forehead, which is very radiant, bright, like Chandra, and that is making it look like Ashtami Chandra. Vibhraja Dalika Sthala Shobhita. This also shows how Devi is very much part and parcel of the universe, and she stands as the symbol of the movement of the Chandra, which signifies the Kala, the time factor in this universe. Mukha Chandra Kalankabha Mruganabhi Visheshaka. So she is wearing Kasturi as Tilaka. Mukha Chandra Kalankabha, that looks like the Chandra, the moon, has the dark portion in it. Like that, her face, which is like the Chandra, wearing that Kasturi, is making it look like as though it is moon with those marks. Vadana Smara Mangalya Gruhatorana Chillika. Manmatha has made her face as his home. That means her face is auspicious. Vadana Smara Mangalya. Mangalya is that auspicious. And Smara has made her Vadana as the Gruha. So, if this is the house of Smara, Manmatha, it is auspicious in all ways, in all times. For that, the eyebrows, thin eyebrows, are like the Torana for the house. Beautiful it is. Torana normally signifies that there is some festivity, some thing happening in the house. And it is so welcoming. Anyone gets attracted towards that house Very, very beautiful Torana, which is so welcoming. Opposite of that, if there is a fire in front of the house, oh, something bad must have happened. There must be death in the house. How sad it is. The mind becomes dull at once. So now you think, Devi, her face is so auspicious, and Manmatha has made her face as the home, and the eyebrows are like the Torana, as a welcoming gesture of that house itself. Gruhatorana Chillika. Vaktra Lakshmi Parivaha Chalanmeenabha Lochana. So, Vaktra Lakshmi. Lakshmi means again the auspiciousness, prosperity. Vaktra means the face. So much of auspiciousness, prosperity is flowing continuously from her face. In that ever-flowing stream of auspiciousness, Vaktra Lakshmi Parivaha Chalanmeenabha Lochana, her eyes are like the moving fish. Here again, fish represents Animisha, divinity in it. Nimisha means to close the eyes. Animisha means keeping it always open. So, the fish will never close the eyes. Even the Devatas, they don't close the eyes. So, they're all called Animishas. The shape of the eyes is like the fish, that is one thing, very superficial. Much deeper thing is the way it moves is very interesting. When the fish is moving in the water, it just glides so beautifully without causing any disturbance in the water. It is so smooth, graceful. At the same time, it moves very swiftly from side to side. Tikshna. It is very strong and very quick in its move. So Devi's eyes are having these qualities in her. The eyes are moving like fish, means they are quick in their turn. At the same time, it is so graceful and gracious when she is casting her Karunamaya glance on the whole universe. Chalanmeenabha Lochana. Navachampaka Pushpabha Nasa Danda Virajita. The nose, which is long, and it blossoms at the end like the Champaka Pushpa. It is not fully blossomed flower, Champaka. It is just Navachampaka. It is blossoming just now. That means it has opened up just little. And it is long. Champaka flower. It's beautiful. Her nose is like that. It is Virajita. Tara Kanti Tiraskari Nasa Bharana Bhasura. So on that beautiful nose, she's wearing the nose stud, which is shining so much that Tara Kanti Tiraskara, it is dimming out the nakshatras, Tara, the stars. the most shining thing is the nakshatra, the stars. They look so dim when compared to the nose stud which she is wearing. Tara Kanti Tiraskari Nasa Bharana Bhasura. That means the rays which she is emitting from within, she is nothing but the bundle of beautiful rays of different hues that looks like different ornaments on her. Kadamba Manjari Klipta Karnapura Manohara. So near the ears, she is wearing the bunch of Kadamba flowers, which will be again red in color. Some people say Kadamba means the different kinds of flowers put together as a bunch. But there is flower which is called Kadamba flower, which is red in color, and it is small flowers, and it will be always in the bunch, like small stars put together as a bunch, red color. That she is wearing near her ears. Karnapura Manoharam. Tatanka Yugali Bhuta Tapanodupa Mandala. So, as the ear studs, she is wearing Surya and Chandra. Tapana is the Surya, the sun. Udupa means the moon, Chandra. She is wearing them as her tatanka, the ear studs. That means the whole universe is serving itself as ornament on that Shri. Here, I would like to draw your attention towards that Shri. The whole universe is the Shri of Mahatripura Sundari. That means the wealth, asset, ornament. So, can you imagine to what extent that hue which is emitting is? If that light, kala, which is solidifying itself as this universe and manifesting as though it is real, how much more powerful she should be. Tatanka Yugali Bhuta Tapanodupa Mandala, to wear them as the ear ornaments, ear studs. How magnificent this Mahatripura Sundari, Lalitamba, must be. Padmaraga Shiladarsha Paribhavi Kapola Bhu. Padmaraga Shiladarsha. Her cheeks are so red. That means she is emitting that Rajoguna so much, which is very much needed, because she is emitting such strong red hue, Rajoguna. The whole universe is smoothly running. So that Kapola, the cheeks, are so red in its color that even if the ruby is polished nicely like a mirror, even then the ruby's hue will be down. The hue of Devi's cheeks, redness, mars the elegance of this ruby. Padmaraga Shiladarsha. Even when it is shining like a mirror, even then it falls down. That means anything which is manifested has to be one hand down than the very source, which is Lalita Mahatripura Sundari. There are no words to even think how it can be. The original source being that Mahatripura Sundari. If Tara Kanti Tiraskari, Nakshatra, it is so shiny and we all get attracted to it as the most shiny thing. But even if they all come one hand down, what would be the reality, the truth which she is representing? So naturally it attracts us to seek that truth, what she is representing. Nava Vidruma Bimbashri Nyakari Radanachada. Again, her lips are so red, filled with so much of Prana Shakti and Rajoguna, that it is dimming down, it is bringing down the redness of the bimba fruit, which is beautiful red, deep red, that also looks pale. Nava Vidruma, that means just then it has come up, the coral reef. When it is new and when it is broken new, there will be more redness in that. Even that will become dim. So here, her upper lip signifies the drudhata, the firmness, whereas the lower lip represents the mridutva, that is softness. So she is accommodating the two duality within her own self. That means within this universe, she is accommodating both the dualities. And she is giving the Prana Shakti and Rajoguna for both the dualities. Shuddha Vidyankurakara Dvijapankti Dvayojjvala. Shuddha Vidyankura. Shuddha Vidya is the one which gives the identity to the idea as I, aham, this, idam, aham, idam. That is the very first thought which took form. Without even the taint, smallest stain of ignorance in it. So it's called Shuddha Vidya. Shuddha Vidya. That is, when there was the first vibration, the very first vibration in that third circle, which is Brahman, the first thing came up is I am, which is Swaprakasha. It is a pure consciousness. And then came the mind, and then which created the universe. So the chain of things came into manifestation. So idam. So the source for that aham, idam, I and this is that Shuddha Vidya. Ankura, it is like sprouting. Shuddha Vidyankura, that which is sprouting as Dvija Pankti. Here, Dvija means one which is twice born. The twice born is, of course, they refer it to Brahmana, and also for the teeth. Because as a baby teeth will come first. When all the baby teeth are gone, the second set of adult teeth comes. So there are 2 times where one gets the teeth. So it is called Dvija. Pankti means the rows. Dvija Pankti Dvayojvala. So her teeth, which are 16 plus 16, which gives rise to Shodashi mantra, and also Dvija Pankti Dvayojvala. Here, this I will never change. It is eternal. So the upper line, Dvija. This is always moving. The manifestation, Jagat. Every second it is moving. It is the lower jaw which can be moved. The upper jaw can never be moved, the teeth, whereas this jaw can be moved. I and this. But are they really, in reality, are they 2 different rows? It is just one because it is joined at the back. Both the rows are joined here. So it is one circle. It is one which has given rise to Dvija Pankti Dvayojvala. So the whole manifestation and that eternal I, Atma, both have put together to make this universe as a living, working entity. Shuddha Vidyankurakara Dvija Pankti Dvayojvala. Some commentators say that this Shuddha Vidyankurakara Dvija Pankti, it gives rise to 32 kinds of initiation in Sri Vidya. So even that can be understood in that way, that 32 represent that many kinds of initiations. Karpura Vitika Moda Samakasha Digantara. The betel leaves which Mahatripura Sundari is chewing is with Karpura Vitika Moda. It has so many ingredients in it, like Karpura, which are medicinal, and also it has more significance in it. Nutrition is also there. Nice fragrance is also there. As she keeps chewing it, it is sending the fragrance in all the directions, which is attracting Digantara. In all directions, it is attracting everyone, including the Devatas, Kinnaras, Siddhas, Purushas, Jivatmas, towards her, because everyone needs that chewed betel leaf, which will have the nutrition as it is of the ingredients plus the essence of Devi in it, her saliva in it, which is a great prasada. For the survival, we need it. So, through sending the fragrance, she's attracting all of them to come to her, to share, to imbibe that Karpura Vitika Moda, which is the betel roll which she is eating. Nija Sallapa Madhurya Vinirbhatsita Kachapi. So, Nija Sallapa Madhurya, Devi Saraswati is playing her veena, which is called Kachapi, in the heavenly court, you can say. And Devi Mahatripura Sundari is in between She is saying with such beautiful voice, aha, oh, bale, vare vava, like that. Small letters are small words, but that itself is so melodious. Her voice is so melodious that even the sound, beautiful sound which is coming from Saraswati's Veena becomes pale. That means what? Again, always the source, the reality, the truth alone can shine without any comparison to it. Even if we want to compare it, we see that everything else fall down a step from what she is. Mandasmita Prabhapura Majjat Kamesha Manasa. Mandasmita Prabhapura. She is making this Kamesha, Shiva, and his mind to drown in the blissful, slight smile which she is radiating through her beautiful mouth. Mandasmita, a slight smile, which is emitting Prabhapura. That light which is emitting through the slight smile is drowning, Majjat, it is drowning, Kamesha Manasa, his mind. Pure consciousness is getting drowned in this radiance which is emitting from the pure energy which is Mahatripura Sundari. So this is the state of Akhandananda, which is called Vibhu. Vibhu. And many of the yogis would have gone through this experience of that light emitting from Mandasmita, her slight smile. So let us stop at this today. Shri Vidyam Jagatam Dhatri Sargasthiti Layeshwari Namami Lalitam Nityam Mahatripura Sundari. Om Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti Om. 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 Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti Om.